All right, be sure to stick with me to the end of the video here because I'm going to provide you a chart that'll answer every single question you've ever had regarding poundage and diameter of every size of tapered leader and tippet available to you. All right, let's get started with the conversation. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another video. I do appreciate it. And hey, we're going to talk today about tapered leaders and tippet. And I'm going to boil it down to just the basics that you need in your fly bag. Because when you go into the fly shop or you look online, there is a billion different types, right? Different lengths, different sizes, different diameters, different X's, different whatever, right? I'm going to show you exactly what I've used over the years and why I now just basically have these 4 different size tapered leaders and these 4 different sizes of tippet when I am freshwater fishing. Okay, let's talk tapered leaders. So the first one I'm going to show you is a 5X tapered leader. You want to have this in your bag in case you are fly fishing a place that's been fished a ton, the fish are a little bit leader shy, or if you have to use really small flies. You're going to want to have 5X tapered leaders in your bag for those reasons. Next, and the most commonly used, is 4X. It has enough punch power to where you can set the hook pretty hard on those fish and not worry about a break off. And it's a small enough diameter that most flies will fit on this particular line. However, if you are fishing larger size streamers or larger size dry flies, you want to level up to 3X. Now, I love fishing 3X because it just gives you that little bit of safety, right? You just feel a little bit better about using a heavier fly line when you're fishing for larger fish. Generally in the summertime or in the fall when the fish are really eating and they're voracious, doesn't matter what size tippet that you have or what size tapered leader you're using, the fish are going to eat it. This is when you use 3X. So larger patterns, it also doesn't twist as much. You will notice that if you put a fly like this on 4X, it is going to twist and twist and twist, and it's just going to make a big mess out of your line. So if you're fishing flies like that, use a 3X. You're going to have a much better experience when fishing these larger flies. Now let's just say you want to fish streamers. So I've got a box of streamers right here. Now for this, generally, you can do 3X, and I have done 3X in the past. But if I know these fish are just targeting these bigger flies, a lot of times you can use 1X, right, and get away with that. If you're swinging streamers and these fish are just, I mean, they don't care, right? If it's in front of them, they're going to attack it. You can use 1X, and now you know it's going to take a really big toothy fish to break you off. The other thing you might notice on these is I use Rio PowerFlex. Now, there are a lot of other different leaders, tapered leaders out there that you can use. I prefer this brand just because I trust them, right? I haven't lost fish because of failures. The PowerFlex just has a little bit extra punch for when you want to set the hook, and they're more resistant for those toothy fish that might wrap up in their mouth. This is less likely to break with this PowerFlex Plus. Now let's talk about tippet. So I have matched nearly every one of my tapered leaders with tippet. Because inevitably when you're tying flies and you're using 5X, you're going to want to have a roll of tippet to lengthen that when you start chopping into that 9-foot length. But I match all of my tapered leaders with the tippet material. And then there's one differentiator. There's one thing different. So as you can see here, I've got the 1X tapered leader and I've got the 2X, things are falling over here. I've got the 2X tippet. And this kind of allows best of both worlds, right? If I want to go with a really heavier line, I've got 1X. If I just want to scale down just a little bit for whatever reason, right? Maybe I'm thinking the fish might be a little bit leader shy. I can scale down with a 2X when I'm fly fishing big streamer patterns and just want to lessen the strength and lessen the diameter of the line a little bit. So that's why I don't match these two up when fly fishing. So don't get stuck in the weeds when it comes to, you know, what should I get? What poundage should I get? What diameter should I get? Should I get PowerFlex? Should I get not the PowerFlex? Should I get the regular? What do I get? If you go with a standard monofilament in these sizes, it's going to cover 90% of everything that you're going to do freshwater. All right, I'm going to butt in here for just a second. Now, I know This is what's worked for me over the years, right? These size tippet and these size tapered leaders is really what has covered 90% of the freshwater fishing that I've done over the years. But if you really do want to get into the weeds and you want to know every size that's available, right down to the diameter and poundage and what they are actually designed for, I'm going to leave a chart here for a few seconds that you can either take a screenshot, write it down, or just stare at it for a little while. All right, so those are the basics when it comes to tapered leaders and tippets, and I hope that you found it helpful. And hey, if you're just getting started with fly fishing and you happen to miss the first video in this series, check out this video right here. I go over all the basics. If you're just starting out with fly fishing, this is what you should have in your gear bag. All right, everybody, till the next time, fish on.